What's up, it's your boy, I'm Mercy the Mad Hatter, here today to talk to you about the new Hellboy trailer that just released yesterday, I think. And it's not great, but I generally liked what I saw. Like, there were some things that were annoying. The song they played over it didn't really fit the tone of the movie. I mean, it was really peppy, and it sounded like it was from like the 70s or 60s or something like that. It was really weird. It was a weird choice to play that song over it, but the guy they got to play Hellboy, David something. I forgot what his name was. He looked okay. They're going for something a little more monstrous. It seemed like that we saw from the promotional material. He was more gargoyle-like. He had scars. He had more scars over him. A lot of people were saying, like it's not the same without Ron Perlman, and it isn't. It isn't. It's like Ron Perlman really brought Hellboy to life. Like, you really got the feel this is the kind of guy Hellboy would be if he was like an actual guy. And I mean, you get a bit of that from this, like how he approaches things. He's very sort of blasé about everything. He doesn't really take anything too serious. He's fairly monosyllabic. He doesn't talk that much. It's like, okay, so the trailer, it started out really slow and really quiet, really atmospheric, and while that works, I was actually a little worried that they weren't going to bring any real comedy or levity into it, especially with how the superhero climate has been in the last few years. Like, it's just starting to dawn on people that, hey, superheroes can be kind of funny, Like, it isn't just Marvel who can do this. Especially since in the lead up to all the promotional materials and the directors and Mignola himself talking about this movie, they said that it was going to be more like the comics and it was more going to be a horror story. And while that's good, while I like that, like, because Hellboy is originally a horror comic, it's like a horror comic before. Well, it's a horror pulp comic with some superhero stuff sprinkled onto it. So like going to that and the Del Toro Hellboy movies, they were more like superhero pulps. So going for a more horror aesthetic, I think that could work to differentiate itself from what came before. But then you have this, and there's a lot of jokes, and you have this weird upbeat music, and it's like I was expecting one thing, but then I got another, and now I'm not sure how to feel. Because I was expecting this to be more dark, and yeah, Hellboy would still crack jokes, but it was gonna be more serious, and there was gonna be a bunch of I don't know. The tone set by this first trailer is weird, and I'm not sure where it's going. Cause you got it saying that, oh, it's gonna be more of a horror thing, and then you got this. It's but it's okay. So the tone is weird, fine, but what visually can we see? What can we discern from this story? Well, we saw Excalibur, and they're going with Mignola's really simplified design for Excalibur, like no jewels or extravagant or ornate designs on it. It's just a sword. So, like, okay, that's what Mignola made Excalibur look like. Admittedly, he painted it gold, so this is still like kind of drab looking, but it got the basic design of Excalibur down, so that's fine. Like I said, David, still blanking on his name, he looks okay. He looks far more monstrous, and I guess that's what they were going for. But again, it kind of clashes with the tone this trailer is setting. But it's, I'm really disappointed that Abe and Liz aren't in this, because like it's weird because, okay, so as far as I know, this movie is, I can't say it's adapting, but it's taking elements primarily from the Hellboy story, Wild Hunt. That's when he fought Nimue, and Mila Jovovich is playing Nimue, and she looks good. Yeah, she looks fine. I'm actually a little disappointed because I had actually forgotten that Nimue was going to be the villain in this. So when I saw that Mila Jovovich was advertised as being part of this, I actually for a second thought that she was going to play Liz. And that would have been great casting. Like, Selma Blair was great as Liz in the first two movies, but I really feel like Mila Jovovich could have done Liz even better. Like, I think she really could have brought something to the role, but it's whatever. But Liz and Abe aren't in this. Instead, we have Daimyo, who. Okay, so there's actually like huge gaps in my reading of Hellboy. Like, I read a fair bit, but I didn't read anything after. Sorry, I had to check some. It was the last Hellboy. Well, not the last, but I read Conquer a Worm. That was when, I believe that was when Hellboy actually quit the BPRD and went on his own journey to do things, but I didn't read I've read almost none of that. So I haven't read any of the BPRD books. I haven't read too much of Hellboy's solo adventures. I came back for Hellboy in Hell, and that was amazing, but, you know, they're not gonna do... Well, they might kill him, actually. Then the next one will be Hellboy in Hell. The last sort of chronological Hellboy story I read was Conquer a Worm. So my knowledge of Hellboy and BPRD past that point, like in between Conquer a Worm and Hellboy in Hell, is kind of muddy. Like, I know characters who exist during that period, and I know some stories that happened during it, but I don't know exactly what happened. So they brought Trevor Broom back, which, okay. You're not gonna be John Hurt. You're just not. Like, this dude seems fine, but it's just, you can't top John Hurt when it comes to portraying Trevor Broom. You're just not. And one thing I'm really confused about is Alice. And Alice is basically Hellboy's wife. I don't think they got married. She's his girlfriend. She's Hellboy's girlfriend. And it's actually a really interesting story because she first appeared in the story The Corpse, where she was a baby Hellboy saved from fairies. And then she grew up, and she had a special connection with the fairies, and apparently slowed her aging process. So when Hellboy and Alice got together, and there's actually a bunch of stories about them going on different adventures and stuff. And she was actually there when Hellboy fought Nimue in the Wild Hunt. So, like, that's, yeah. So she's in this. In the comics, she was red-haired Asian Irish woman, white Irish woman, but here she's black. She's still Irish, thank God, but, you know, she's black now, but she has dreads for some reason, and she's fighting, like I said, I didn't read that much in between Conquer a Worm and Hellboy in Hell, so I don't know that much about Alice. I don't think she fought. Or at least, it generally seems like Alice is part of the BPRD in this. Which is, again, bizarre, because Hellboy wasn't part of the BPRD during the Wild Hunt. But, Okay, they're taking elements from the Wild Hunt and kind of telling their own story, and that's fine, I guess. It's just, I don't know. Like, I get they wanted to bring Alice into this because she's a big part of the Hellboy mythos by this point. At this point, and like from what I've seen of Alice, she seems fine. I don't really have a solid opinion on her, but like I think they wanted to bring her in and have her be the love interest because she is. Because they had Liz be Hellboy's girlfriend in the movies, which she wasn't at all in the comics, but it was a thing. They never brought in Kate Kurgan either. The first movie, this one I don't think they don't have Kate, and she's a really important part of Hellboy's life, and movie studios. You realize you can have more than one important female character in a movie, and the hero doesn't have to date them. You could just have an important female character be the friend of the hero without them dating. You can do that, right? But okay, fine. We have Alice, so she's okay. Alice is fighting for some reason. I don't know. That bugged me. I don't know why, but I don't know. I feel like you can have a sidekick that doesn't actively help in fights, but just sort of gives moral support to the hero. I feel like you can do that, and it still be engaging. But whatever. Because if you're gonna have someone who can fight alongside Hellboy, just bring Liz and Abe in. They can do shit, and he doesn't have to date Liz. He can date Alice and have Liz be his backup. He can do that. This was a weird trailer. I'm excited for it. I think visually it looks interesting. Mila Jovovich is going to play the hell out of Nimue, I can tell you that right now. I am a little spotty on Alice, and I like the guy playing Hellboy so far. Some of the lines are weird, like when he's talking to Daimyo, Daimyo says, "Oh, we're working with monsters now," and he's like, "Monster, you looking in the mirror lately?" Because he has this huge scar on his face. It's like, okay, yeah, that's a Hellboy line. But then it cuts to another scene where he's just whispering to Alice he's an asshole. It's I don't think Hellboy would say that, or at least not whisper it to another person. I really feel like Hellboy would just tell someone straight up, "You're being an asshole." He wouldn't be coy about that sort of thing. But I don't know. It's like I said, the tone is weird. So, but maybe it was just this trailer. It was put together poorly, and maybe it is because of current trends in superheroes. Because the DC EU failed so fucking hard because they were trying to be so fucking serious. It's oh, we can't have this be too fucking serious, and especially the response to the Titans trailer. Before that came out, even I said oh, it gets too fucking dark, it's too grim, but it wasn't. But that's because it didn't fit these characters. Grim and dark and bloody. That's Hellboy is a horror comic. You can get away with being dark and grim and bloody and shit. You can do that in this movie. You can't do it in Titans, but it has to be done the right way. From what I've heard, Titans is actually pretty good. I haven't seen it because I'm not paying $8 fucking for the shitty DC streaming service. But it's not, at least not until Young Justice comes out. But it's, I don't know. This was a weird fucking trailer. I'm not like I'm gonna like I think we're all gonna have to wait and see more of this to really give a solid idea on what exactly the fuck is gonna happen in this. So yeah, just more of a wait and see type of thing. So, my No Mercy, the Mad Hatter. I'll see y'all later.